So what was like your biggest frustration at that time, and why did you decide to want to work with me?
I think the biggest frustration was like we were just struggling on which direction to take our business.
When we started, how much were you guys making then?
I think like between 5 to 6K.
And now you're at 15, you said? Like, what do you think helped you the most with getting to that goal?
Getting in front of the camera is a little scary at first.
As you make more, don't just take on more. Learn how to delegate, hire more people. So that way you don't have to serve your business, it will serve you. Karen, what is going on?
What's up?
Man, I'm so happy to be doing this interview with you.
Excited.
You and your husband Edgar, Launch Media. It's Launch Media, right? Or
Launch growth marketing or
Launch Growth Marketing. Okay. I just really know you like Karen.
Yeah.
You know, because like all the chats is just as like Karen, and then Edgar, he runs the Launch Growth Marketing page, but he's just like in the shadows, right?
Maybe next year we'll get him to show
Yeah,
up.
but yeah, can you tell like the audience a little bit about like your guys' background and how you got into this?
Sure. We've started our own digital marketing company about 7 years ago. Just went full on with the entrepreneurship route, which is not easy at times, but we saw a digital, like the digital landscape was shifting and the things that were working when it comes to SEO. We saw a lot of rankings drop with some clients. And so we started kind of doubting because people really want leads, they want guarantee. And so I definitely like helping people. And so I was trying to see what else we could do for our clients. And then we met you, found you like on YouTube, and you're just constantly putting content out there. And really, my husband Edgar really connected with you, and we decided to join your school academy where we were able to learn so many new tools that we didn't know when it comes to video, marketing, social media, how to implement that into local businesses to help them grow their business. So that was really an awesome time. We're kind of like you know, cross off the checklist kind of people. So we went through the course fairly fast, but you don't have to. I like that you can go at your own pace. And we both did it, and we learned so much. So now, fast forward, I guess we joined in April or March. I can't remember, of 2024.
Yeah, I think it was April.
Yeah. So now we're in November, and we started about just kind of being steady at where we were at in our business, not really trying to grow at that time. And so we were like at 5K on a monthly basis, which was fine. But with that shift in the landscape, we wanted to be able to offer our clients more. And so now we have video and social where I can get in front of a person and be able to offer that for their business has been a huge tool and just asset that I can bring to the table now.
That's really cool. So you said you started back in April, right? And when you guys really, and by the way, I think you're like the only clients that found me through YouTube initially. Like I get most of my clients from Instagram. So
Yeah.
going into 2025, I'm definitely going to focus on YouTube more because it's obviously powerful. And I remember it was very strange. Like like I got a text from a number. Like I was
Yeah.
like, who is this? And it was Edgar. I was like, how the heck did he get my number? But you guys are so smart because you know SEO on websites that you just found my agency website and you went to my phone number on there. And then he like texted me on a Saturday morning. I remember it was like a Saturday morning, right? And then from there, we chatted a bit just to make sure that I could actually like help you guys and that your goals aligned with what I could actually do. And then I think the next week we actually like hopped on a call, and you guys were just like both like it was like really good alignment, right?
Yeah.
So what were you like really like? Because I know you said the market, the landscape was shifting for website and SEO. right? So what was like your biggest frustration at that time, and why did you decide to want to work with me?
I think the biggest frustration was like not having a clear system, like for growth. So I think that's a huge thing that you can provide is the system of how to, get more clients through social media. I think we were just struggling on which direction to take our business. So feeling a little bit stuck in a way. And going through the course, it kind of gave us those things that we needed at the time.
Awesome. And what do you think would have happened like if we hadn't worked together?
Probably still just stuck at the same amount of money monthly. Probably just still trying to wrap our heads around different things and feeling confused, overwhelmed, and just stuck.
Yeah, because I think the biggest problem, right, was just knowing how to get like clients repeatably, right? Like having just like a simple client acquisition system, and also, offering your new offering too, which was adding the video production aspect for personal branding, right?
Yeah, and I think we were just burnt out, so we probably, I don't know, what we would have done. But we definitely we're at a place where we wanted to have fun again, because we had been in business for 7 years, just doing websites and logos and just branding, that it was getting to a place where it just wasn't as fun anymore, you know? So, and now I've always did the social media as like for the clients, and he stuck to the website part. So, clients definitely get that benefit of, both of us working together. But social media has always been like my bread and butter. And so now that we can add video and work together and go to do a content day together, and I worry about the actual scheduling and the captions and the hashtags and what's trending on social because things are always changing in the algorithm. So we have fun with it, and that's what we wanted.
That's dope. So you started in April, right? And what were you making around that time?
Probably like 5K.
Okay, around about 5K. And now we're in November, and what have you recently just hit?
October was our biggest month. So far, we hit 15K.
Wow, that is awesome, right? So what would you say are like, if you had to choose like, the top three things of the system, like what do you think helped you the most with getting to that goal?
That's a great question. I think like the packages, the to prepare you for the sales call. I really enjoyed that part. I think for Edgar is just tips on, the setup of a content day and having the teleprompter and just things that make you feel like you can go out and do these things for a person. I
Okay.
thought that was three.
Okay, yeah. So what would you say is like the thing that really like stood out to you the most? Like what do you think like which part of it was like the most impactful for you?
Well, I know for Edgar, it was just like your authenticity and how you came across, like really connected with him specifically. And I just felt like you were just, hustling and just wanting to genuinely help people to do their video marketing just better and scale their businesses. And so we really felt that from you. So I think it was just you. I mean, it's your branding. It's all of that really helps. Like I had a person reach out to me just this morning, like asking for a social media audit, and I'm like, just trying to like go through their feed and stuff, and I'm like, everything looks the same. I haven't said anything yet, but all of those things matter because he's like, I want to know why things are not working for me, and I was like. I'm just like just thinking in my head. I think I know why, but you got to change things up. You got to show up, and then you having the YouTube channel, like really having like a longer form to nurture the people that maybe are looking at you at social, but you can only get so personable and like get closer to that person in a sense when you can share more of your story. And I think that's what YouTube is equally as important.
Yeah, so saying that sounds like you guys need to start doing YouTube also.
Yeah, for sure. We've been so busy now, scaling our business, but it's definitely, we changed our room setup all the time. We want to get some chairs and just do like a podcast with Edgar and I, talking about marketing, branding, social, all the things that we do or struggles or things, just being more authentic because I think that just resonates better or like learning how to do behind the scenes and all of those things. Just people want to see real people doing real business.
Yeah, for sure. And I like to say that would you say you've gotten like more confident in your ability to like help people with their marketing? Because now, like, since you've been putting content out, because I think when we first met, yeah, you guys did a lot of in-person workshops, right? But I don't think you're putting much like video content yourself out. So, like, would you say now you're like a lot more confident in that ability to like know what works, how to consult people, and things like that?
For sure. I think had just finished an in-person workshop like a month before we had met you. And I was talking about that day about how you need to get in front of video, you need to show up, you need to share your story. Like if I worked with a lot of home service contractors. And so, put yourself, if you're doing a roof install, like this is what we're doing today. And I gave like different tips. And so I got to practice what I preach, right? And so, getting in front of the camera is a little scary at first, but the more times, like you say, the more reps you put in, like the better you will get and the more comfortable. And it is true. And so I like that I can even like coach and teach someone how to get more comfortable as well. But having like investing in good lighting and a good microphone and little tips and tricks that people don't pay attention to sometimes. They can, like it's easy, like, well, you don't have to go and get like a huge camera. Like if someone wants to do things on their own, I always say, like, just wipe the lens off your phone. We have great iPhones these days. Like, let's use the
Yeah,
tools we have. But some people forget simple things like that. And so definitely the confidence has been leveled up.
that's good. And also like the consistency too, right? Because I know like recently you said that like you had a client who's been following you for a long time, right? Who finally reached out to you because you've been so consistent.
Yeah, so people, are paying attention to you whether you realize it or not. And I am a mom of four, and so I understand the struggle of like I don't have time to make content. I get that a lot, from even local business owners. But you just have to make it a priority if you want to scale your business because social media is just huge these days, and you can treat Instagram kind of like your own website in a sense of having that about pin and different optimizing your bio and these things that people neglect doing.
Yeah, I love that. I felt like you were consulting me just now. I was like, that's right on. That's like so spot on, right? So,
Yeah.
okay, so you said you're a mom of four, right?
Yeah.
A mom
Oh,
of four, and you and your husband have been living off of that 5 to 6K a month for a while, right?
yeah. We've had an adventure. We lived in an RV at one point and sold our house and just, we've never really cared for material things. Like, yes, obviously you want to have nice things in life, but we also want to just enjoy our kids at a young age and do things we normally wouldn't do. And that's why we went to Costa Rica for the summer. And like there's going to be a time for the growth. The kids grow up fast. They really do.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm learning now. It's like I'd much rather just like pay more attention to my son, and watch him grow than to just like be so focused on just business. So it's good to have balance. But tell me like how has like making more impacted your life like personally? Because that's a huge jump.
It is. Yes. Just saving money for a vacation and just getting out of debt and just being wise with the money you accumulate. And I've learned a lot last year from just taxes and doing your own accounting and bookkeeping. I think business owners or entrepreneurs, I guess, kind of neglect that sometimes on how to do things properly. So um, as far as just being a little bit more comfortable. And I think when we went to Costa Rica coming into the US, the guy that lets you in or whatever, he's like, "Oh, you must have, hit a fortune," when he saw my big family. And I'm like, I don't see it that way, like I don't see them as a burden. So I thought that was an interesting comment. But, it does take money to feed all those children, right? So
Yeah.
it's having more flexibility and ease and setting goals, like we want to get a second car because we're so used to just having one car because we work from home, so it's not like we drive to a lot of places,
Yeah.
but
That's awesome. Yeah, it's like if you live a simple life, you don't need much, right? But that extra like, money that you do make will just help you do so much more. And you don't have to be like, you don't have to get to like billions of dollars, right? But now
yeah.
it's like you just have like more options to do the things that you really enjoy. Um,
Yeah, I would love to get to a point where I'm just hiring, people to do certain things so I don't feel like I have to do it all. And I think that's how you grow a business because
yeah,
one person, I'm lucky that I have Edgar, and but some people don't have that and they're doing this by themselves. So I'm
yeah.
definitely thankful.
So that's really the next step. Like once you get to like, 20 to 30 and up, it's like more delegation, right?
Hmm.
And removing yourself because it does get very tiring, right? And you don't want to get so burnt out that you just burn everything to the ground and have to start over, right? So that's
Hmm.
going to be the next step for you guys is really like as you make more, don't just take on more, right? Like learn how to delegate, hire more people so that way you don't have to serve your business, it will serve you, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's the next goals for you. But if you can remember back to April, was there anything that caused you to almost not join? Like, did you guys have any hesitations in the beginning?
Um, I don't think so. I mean, it is a financial investment that so I think that was maybe the only thing. But I think anything you sow into, you're gonna reap. And I think we're from a Christian background, and so we felt like we had been watching some of your YouTube videos, just like I'm a big fan of Myron Golden. Like I have bought his books. It's $50 though. You don't spend $50 on a book, but you want to sow back into what you're receiving. And so we really felt like we wanted to honor you by just jumping in, head first and saying, yeah, we want to support what you're doing too. And so I don't think there was much of a hesitation.
Wow, thank you. That was really like how long were you guys watching my content before you
I
reached
think
out?
just a few months, but we really are kind of thought like the honor system, right? Like whatever you take in, we're not like that. We don't take and don't give back. And I think at the same time, I don't feel like the growth was all us. We got to give God the glory because
Yeah,
like we're just humans and God uses us and that we're just super blessed. So I would hope that the next step is to scale and be able to hire, and then we can bless other people and not just keep everything for ourselves.
I love that. And that just lets me know too. And like you also that like we don't know who we're impacting or helping, right? So the cool thing with like building our brands and putting out content, it's like it's one to many. Like it can impact a lot of people and we don't know who's on the other side of that screen, right? We don't know who we're actually helping. Sometimes we'll post it and we're like, oh, this didn't get a lot of views or it feels like it's not working, but we really don't know. And that's
Yeah,
why we just have to trust the process.
there's a lot of self-doubt. Entrepreneurship is not easy. You have your low moments where you just don't want to show up or you need to take a break, and that's totally cool. Like you have to have a balance. So for sure. I mean, I personally haven't even had time to make content for myself, and I really want to. I want to make that a priority because of that, because I feel like people need to hear my voice. We all have different voices to share. And that's why I like that we can help other people, like my friend Megan, who's a realtor that came the other day. We just shot her here in my home office, and we're able to help her share her story of why she started real estate and share her journey and get that on camera instead of just a Facebook post.
Yeah, that's dope. right? Like
Mhm.
the more we give, number one, the better it feels, but also not that like we give to get things back, but that is also how it works. It's like you
Yeah.
give, and then like you say, people will give it back. So that's really cool. So what would you say is like what did you enjoy most about the actual program?
Um, I mean, I like the kind of it's kind of sounds bad, but like the gamifying of like school academy, like the little check marks and the percentages and being able to tell in the way that it was laid out, the different modules. If you have a question or if you could skip around and go to something specifically, because for me, some of the editing ones were not relevant to me just because that's not what I'm focusing on for myself because I have Edgar to do that. So I liked, the different topics and the variety of things that are available that you can learn.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you for that. I might because I kind of like I have the course and stuff on school,
Hmm.
but I've been considering taking everything back over there too because of the gamification. Everything is just like a one-stop shop, right? Like I like that the community chats and Instagram, but there's also some cons to that because I don't even like being on Instagram too much, and I know a lot of people don't. So it's like missing notifications and things like that. You might have it silenced, right? Or you like if you want to just like have a social media detox, it's like you gotta go back into the matrix, right? So I'm
Yeah, and it's
thinking
also
about
the place where we work in a sense because we're making Instagram ads and Instagram things for clients. So sometimes, like you say, you don't want to be working, but you still want to get like stay connected with like authority creators, and I personally liked it. Yeah, it definitely has some flaws, like all the systems do, but just find the right one that you enjoyed.
yeah, but that gave me clarity because I've been thinking about that a lot recently about school and going just like everything back on there. But that's why I get to smart ask people for feedback too. Sometimes we'll make up things in our head.
Yeah.
It's like if you
So
don't ask people, you never know, right? But last question. So what type of person would you recommend to like join this program?
I guess someone that's on the fence about scaling their business, someone that is missing some of the tools in the system and even like pricing your, like how to sell your video packages. Definitely videographers or even social media managers and just people that want to learn. And like we have like I told you about books, like Edgar is a big reader. Like you want to be able to invest and grow. Well, you have to find the right people, and I think for us, Julian, you have been a big part of us scaling our business and growing.
Thank you for that. It's interesting. Like I feel like a lot of times it's just like energy transferring, right? So like just the fact that like you agreed to work with me and you actually like invested into it, that was a decision that you made that right away the energy was transferred to you, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of stuff you can find free on YouTube, right? But number one, there's so much information on YouTube and other places, so you don't even know what actually works or not. There's no one there. Like all you can do is read comments, and no one's going to tell you if it actually worked for them or not, right? But what I've
Mhm.
noticed is just someone agreeing to something, right? If it's the right person that they decide to work with, just that energy shift too, right?
Yeah, you have the roadmap. You did the work. You're recording the videos to share it for people to learn. So I love that you have the system, and so you've done kind of the hard work for us in a sense, and you're willing to say, "Hey," or if we have a questions. And I also do enjoy like that you're committed to the weekly calls, and that we can hop on there if we have any questions and share our ads before we post them to the public, and just get feedback on how to improve and how to make ourselves better in every way.
Awesome. And do you have any advice like to anyone that like would think about joining? Like, what's your advice to that person?
Sign up now. What are you thinking about? No, I mean, I don't know. I joke about it, but it's true. Like, you just, if you're feeling lost or confused, or like you just need a helping hand, I feel like if you connect with Julian and what he's putting out in YouTube or in his social, like, I feel like you definitely should join and don't hesitate.
Well, thank you so much, Karen. I'm so excited to see
Yeah.
what you and Edgar do next, right? Because it's cool, like the people I work with, right? I always don't know what's going on behind the scenes, right? It like once you popped up and said, "Hey, we just crossed 15K," I was like, "Let's go."
Yeah, it's crazy to think about what, like, I feel like it's overwhelming, or like just it feels so like out of reach when you join the group and there's other people that have been in the group longer and are reaching 20K, and like you feel like, oh man, that could never be me, so to think that that happened, that numbers happened, and I feel like it's just going to keep growing, hopefully. It's surreal, and I'm super thankful, and I'm pumped, and it's about to be a new year, and so let's
Yeah,
go.
2025. Let's get it. So 15K you hit. 2025, what's the goal?
Oh man, I would love to get to 25K months in the next 4 to 6 months, and just keeping that steady, but also being able to probably just have a location, or if you want to grow, that would be super helpful, like a content agency, kind of like Casey is, at right
Yeah.
now. I would love to for us to be like that.
Okay. I'm actually meeting with him tomorrow. I mean on Saturday
Cool.
because I was already going to San Diego for a couple of days, and that's where he lives, and he's getting the keys to the studio on Saturday.
Ah, it's so exciting. I'm so pumped for him.
So that'll be a good interview, and then hopefully 6 months from now I can come out to Atlanta and have like a meetup, and I get to see your guys' new spot.
Yeah, and there's other people in the group from here, so we should just have a party.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for doing this interview, and
You're
look
welcome.
forward to seeing what you guys do next.
Thank you, Julian. Bye.